Let's kick off this explainer by stepping right into a rather gritty, profound analysis of human psychology. We're looking at a source today that genuinely commands attention. It's delivered in this incredibly deep, piercing baritone voice that really sets an authoritative tone. We are unpacking a hard-hitting framework on how to completely shed your naivety and transform into a strategic mastermind. Let's dive right into these 12 golden rules that promise to shatter and rebuild how you view the world.
Do you want to be used for the rest of your life? Just let that question hang in the air for a second. Our source material hits right at a very specific, incredibly universal pain point. You know that feeling of being betrayed? The source argues that in our world, those with the purest hearts are often the ones who get deceived the most. They put in the work, they get used, and someone else walks away with the prize. It's a harsh reality to confront, but we have to face it.
So we have this core conflict, the pure-hearted, naive person versus the sharp, shrewd mind. Now look, the text isn't saying that being straightforward is inherently evil. But if you have an absolute excess of innocence, well, that becomes your absolute greatest vulnerability. In today's hyper-competitive landscape, adopting the mindset of a true mastermind isn't just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It is literally a survival necessity if you want respect and success.
Which brings us to phase 1, the bitter truth of naivety. Consider this framework a massive warning sign. Being overly nice, it's a fatal flaw.
Rule 9 brings us an ancient, incredibly weighty truth from classical Indian wisdom. Straight trees are cut first. When delivered with that deep, authoritative tone from our source, it really hits home. The world literally preys on innocence and a lack of boundaries. If you are entirely honest, straightforward, and lack hesitation, society will essentially chew you up. People evaluate your projected strength, not just your internal truth. You've got to carry yourself with unyielding resolve.
And that flows right into Rule 5. No one is yours without a motive. Cynical? Maybe, but arguably very realistic. The source's argument is that the world essentially runs on selfishness and power. People connect with you for what they can get. The moment their needs are met, or, if you happen to lose your influence or money, they vanish. The core advice here? Understand this game early. Stop expecting unconditional support from conditional relationships.
Moving forward, we hit phase 2, self-respect and strength. We are shifting gears from the external world to building up your internal defenses.
The absolute anchor for this is Rule 1. Don't show everyone your weakness. The source makes a great point here. Everyone wears a smile, but the intentions behind those smiles, they aren't always clean. If you're constantly broadcasting your pain to everyone around you, you are literally handing them the exact button to press when they want to break you later. Keep those vulnerabilities strictly protected. Use your pain as an internal fire, definitely not an external display.
To keep those defenses solid, Rule 3 insists you have to respect yourself first. If you don't, the world is just going to treat you like a doormat. But respect alone won't cut it. Rule 10 fiercely demands that you break your self-imposed limits. If you mentally accept that you can only achieve a certain amount, the world will happily pack you into a fixed little box and your potential will just rot away. You have got to push past what scares you.
All right, once your internal defenses are locked in, phase 3 moves us to external command, the magic of communication.
A true mastermind controls the room, not by screaming, but through presence. This comes down to 3 powerful rules. Rules 2 and 7 focus on calculating your speech. Speak less, understand a listener's psychology, and deliver words with serious impact. Senseless chatter just destroys your respect. Then, Rule 8 adds the physical layer. Maintain unbreakable eye contact. Seriously, if you can't look someone in the eye, they instantly perceive you as weak and will absolutely try to control you.
The source anchors this whole section with a really potent metaphor. Words are swords. They aren't just sounds floating in the air. They are weapons. Aimless talking drastically lowers your value, but calculated, well-timed words, that makes the world bow down. Think about the most successful leaders out there. They speak deliberately to command authority.
Now we enter phase 4, patience and emotional control. This targets that urge we all have to react impulsively when provoked.
Let's break down Rule 4. The source uses a fantastic anecdote here, pointing to interviews with the cultural icon Shah Rukh Khan. When faced with negative, provoking questions, true leaders don't scream or throw a tantrum. Instead, they follow these steps. 1. Don't get angry. 2. Smile. And 3. Use your intellect to flip the game. Losing your temper means you've lost your ability to think, handing the victory directly to your opponent. And this ties right into Rule 6. Impatience guarantees destruction. Take this as a very stern warning. Manipulative people will constantly try to pressure you into making fast, rushed decisions. If you lack patience and demand immediate results, you become a prime target for foolish choices that you will regret forever. A true mastermind? They wait for the exact right timing.
Next up is Phase 5, True Faces of the World. This phase is entirely about who you surround yourself with.
Rule 11 presents a very stark contrast. You are either writing your own story or you are becoming a character in someone else's script. If you hand over the command of your own decisions, others are going to drag you into a future you never even wanted. To be a mastermind, your pen absolutely must write your own life script.
The source hammers home Rule 12 with this fantastic animal metaphor. Your company dictates your future. If you surround yourself with lions, you learn to hunt. If you surround yourself with donkeys, well, you just get kicked. You have to immediately cut off visionless, lazy, aimless people before they literally dig a grave for your own dreams.
We are building up to the climax of this explainer now with Phase 6, beginning to become a mastermind.
This is where the source challenges us to internalize these rules as a daily weapon. The ultimate takeaway comes down to a crucial contrast: decisions from the heart versus decisions from the mind. The source is clear. Having humanity and a pure heart is a beautiful thing. But, and this is a massive but, relying solely on emotions to make your decisions is a guaranteed one-way ticket to being used and discarded.
The reality is, the world runs on the mind, not emotions. A true mastermind operates from logic. The text urges us to stop letting people use concepts like love or friendship to exploit a pure heart. Keep humanity in your heart, for sure, but you have to let your brain make the final call on every decision you make.
Which leaves us with this final, lingering question. Are you ready to become a mastermind? It's a heavy challenge to drop the naivete today and step into a strategic, calculated power. It forces you to ask yourself if you're actually willing to implement these 12 rules to protect your energy and achieve your goals. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Take these concepts, really think them over, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.